the clap. Thanks for being on, Shibi.
Thank you. I really wanted to do that clap. I just want to say.
Amazing. This is the Karen Mitches podcast, and we have Shibi Shetty.
Hi. Thanks for having me. Thanks for genuinely. I've seen the videos online, and I was like, yeah, I want to chat shit. It'll be fun. So thank you for having me. Actually, I'm done. I did the clap. I can leave now. That's actually why I came.
That was the big part of it.
Yeah, that was truly why I came. But thank you so much. How are you?
I'm good. Enjoying this last month of summer.
Yeah. Like this summer was hot though. Like there were times like. It was it humid, hot? It's like sticky hot. It felt like India, and I was like, dude, why the fuck did I move here? It genuinely felt like that when I was walking outside, and then I was like, no. And I've realized I've become Canadian in that sense of my tolerance to heat's gotten fucked. Like
yeah.
I keep telling my parents keep asking me to come back home whenever I can, and I'm like, I'm not coming in the summer. Like, I love you guys so much, but 40 degrees is where I draw the line. No.
Is it humid there?
Where I'm from, it's humid across. It gets more humid in certain places, less humid in more. But Bangalore, where the city I'm from, is known for the longest time, known to have better weather.
Okay. And is it? Do you think it's what's the vibe in Bangalore in general?
What's the vibe? Bangalore's very. It's a big city. It's not. Mumbai's bigger. Delhi is also bigger in terms of population. Bangalore's smaller in that sense.
But what's small?
Small, 22 million. I
just
think
a tiny 22 million.
Just a tiny. No, it's not 20 million. It's probably like 15 million, something like that.
Okay.
Still a lot.
Yeah.
Like it's cute when you go like into outside when you go outside Toronto and you go to like smaller cities, they put that board up.
Yeah.
You know, they put the board and it's like Orilla. Like, I don't know. It's like 30,000 people. Like, that generally 30,000 people is one like apartment complex. Like a big, where my parents stay, I could count 30,000 people probably.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's nuts. But I think 15 million people. Bangalore, it's the south of India. So you have, it's like the startup and like tech capital.
Okay.
So like a lot of like, people come from all over. So it's very metropolitan, very Toronto-esque in the sense of people coming from all over. So there's a different like cultural hot pot almost.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then it has its own, like, even people within Bangalore and the state are like, these fucking immigrants. I was like, I swear it's a thing. Like people from there, like they're so mad that people come from like the state across or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you have to speak Kannada, which is the national, like sorry, it's the state's language.
What's it called?
Kannada is like very similar to Canada.
Kannada.
Kannada.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, but I swear they say the same shit. They're like, yeah, these.
Is that your dialect?
No, my dialect, my mother tongue is Tulu, which is it uses the same script as Kannada, but that's my mother tongue. And then the state's language is Kannada. And then because I went to Mumbai, I learned Hindi.
Oh fuck.
And yeah, and then if you go to different places in each city, like even in the language there's like like it's like there's like dialects changes, so sometimes you just don't understand. But
so you're fluent
in four
languages.
Yeah. None of them are hot though. Like it's like,
how old were you when you learned English?
I've learned English my whole life. I went to English, like a school that taught everything in English. I was born in India but brought up outside of India for the first 10 years.
Where were you?
Brunei. It's yeah, it's a small island near Malaysia.
Okay.
Known for, at one point, while it was apparently the richest country in the world, which is why my parents fucked off there. We didn't get any money though. I was like, where's this richness that you're talking about? But it used to be one of the richest countries, and now I think they've kind of like gone back a bit. Like they've toned back a bit, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna bring like the Sharia law. It's a Muslim country, and I was like, okay. And I speak to people. I've met like one person who's been to Brunei in my life after I left.
Yeah. No, when you said it, I thought it was in the Middle East.
Yeah, it could be. It could be like, I genuinely sometimes think it's a fever dream. Like, I don't think I was there. Like, this is a made up place.
But you were there for 10 years of your life.
10 full years. Yeah.
What ages?
I was born in India. I was there. I flew out 2 months after I was born.
Oh my God.
And then my first 10 years were there, and then 10 years in India. And now.
So you kind of almost immigrated to India.
Yeah,
you were like,
yeah, they called me outsider too. Like, it was fucked.
Oh.
Yeah, they I was like, I'm not joking. Bad from 8th grade, I think. 6th grade, I think I went back. And I'm not sure. I was 6th grade to 10th grade. I would tell nobody I came from Brunei. I would never say that. Like, I would never bring it up.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know how to speak Kannada. My Hindi, I had no fucking clue how to speak Hindi, and like, it was the only way. And I sounded snobby. Like, I'd start speaking in English with people, and they'd be like, "You fucking rich piece of shit, get the fuck."
No.
You know what I mean? It's like, so
it's like your parents tried to like move up in life, and they didn't get the money, but you
Yeah.
somehow picked up the snobbiness.
Yeah, I was legit like I think like the archetypical white traveler. That's what I was when I'd go back home. I'd go back home like periodically to my parents would meet their parents, right?
Yeah.
And I'd come back and I'd look at everything and I'd be like, ugh. What is this? I'm like, and now I look back, I'm like, who the fuck do you think you are? You're like, it's true. That is where, yeah.
Okay, so we do comedy with another Indian guy called Lester.
Yes.
Is he from Bangalore?
No, he's not. You're gonna trip. We both are actually from another city called Mangalore. It's within an
You're just making shit up.
And I'm
now.
not making shit up. This is all true. This is all 100% true. We both are from a city called Mangalore, which is where my parents are from.
Yeah.
Mangalore is smaller than Bangalore, but like my parents moved to Bangalore, which is not too far.
Yeah.
For better opportunities and stuff like that. That's why they moved. I am Mangalorean with the M, but have
Mandalorian.
Yes. I'm Baby Yoda. No, I don't know.
But you know him.
I don't know. I don't watch Star Wars, man. I don't know. But we're born Mangalorean, moved to Bangalore. So he's also from Mangalore.
Does he have the accent that your parents have?
No. Yeah.
Because I was always like, why do they have a different... You and Lester have different accents.
Yeah.
And I was always wondering why that was.
Mine, okay, so this is not how I actually talk. I don't know what happened when I moved here. Anytime I see a white person, this is how the voice is apparently. I have like, my friends make fun of it. They know who they are. They're gonna watch this at home. But like, my friends make fun of me to date. They keep calling me a sellout. Like,
oh no.
But when I moved here, I started working at a vape store. And I used to work at a vape store. I talk, I think there is the Indian, of course the Indian accent's there when I talk. No one would understand what I was saying, and it's hard to sell shit if they don't understand anything. So then I started picking up this is the Canadianness that comes out. But this is not actually how I talk.
But then it's like, it's different, because do you know how Hari talks?
Yes.
He's like another comedian, and he kind of talks more like what I think is like very white. Like,
yeah.
Like born here. I think you sound British.
I've been told I've been told British. Out of nowhere, sometimes I'll say something Irish. Like, it's like, I don't know what I've picked up. I don't know what this is.
I think it's my favorite.
Yeah, it's my favorite
Indian accent.
This version's your favorite Indian accent. No, I genuinely don't know what happened, and I don't even know how. Like, it's like, I swear, if this was if Lester was here, different tone.
Yeah.
I don't know when it happened, why it happened.
I like Lester's accent too, though, like on him, because I think his accent is like very chill.
Yeah, but like I've never seen him put an accent. Like, that's the thing. Like, to me, that is how he always talks. It's just that I know when I talk at home, it's very different from this.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do about it. This is not, and it fucks with me, because like, you're going to go on stage and it's like, what, you no one knows in the real world how you really talk. It's just like, this is who you are now. But it's fine. I'll roll with it.
Is it weird that like your whole comedy career has been in English? Or has it?
It has. It's not weird to me because my first language is always going to be English.
Oh, so you're thinking in English.
I'm thinking in English. So we did Lester and I mean we did stand up in India. We started there. There is a huge market for actually comedy is huge there, especially after I think it was like 2010 or 11, like YouTube India, like YouTube was always there, but YouTube just kind of like promoted sketch comedy and like everyone went on YouTube and like it just exploded. Like you'd get, I'm not joking, clips online, like you'd at that time like every clip was generating like 10 million views, 20, 30s. Like it's just, and that's like the norm because everyone was so obsessed with it because they gave internet to, like internet was just accessible across.
Yeah.
And the problem, or not the problem, the thing with India is India has a huge English speaking audience. And the biggest comedian worldwide from India is an English-speaking comedian who primarily speaks in English.
What's he called?
His name's Veer Das. VIR space DAS.
Veer Das?
Veer Das. Yeah, he's got 5 specials on Netflix. Like, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's big now. And like, we were in Mumbai. We used to work with him, Lester and I. And yeah.
You know Veer Das?
Yes. At one point we did.
Is
And
that
now
like knowing Seinfeld?
No.
Is that like knowing?
He's big. He's like he's now making moves. He's made moves already in the States. Like I think for modern day stand-up comedy, yes. Like whatever Seinfeld or Chappelle or those kind of people brought to stand-up and made stand-up took stand-up from where it was to where it is today. That's that equivalent. Like there have been comedians before him, but modern day, what we call stand-up today is all him in India. Like I think he was the face for it years and years ago.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So but but in India I think like there's so many regional languages that for me at least, when I was performing on stage, it always felt like an invisible layer in front of you while you're talking in English. It always felt like I could never relate as much to an audience. Even though it's not a language issue, it's just that I knew another comedian would come and speak the regional language, instant sell, like instant relatability.
Oh, okay.
Everyone knows what he's talking about. It feels like he's a friend.
Yeah.
Off the bat. But when you speak English, that was what I felt. But that doesn't mean that there are no English comedians. It's a great scene out there.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
I'm hoping to take everybody from here there. That's my dream.
To India?
Yeah, to India. I'll
come, for sure.
I'm gonna take everyone here. I've told a bunch of comics already. We'll do a tour. But I'm gonna show them. I want to show them I want to take them to eat the street food. That's my dream. Because I feel like they've seen some reels that's not true. It's like they've seen a bunch of reels that are like, oh, like it looks nasty, and like some do.
Yeah.
But there's some really good food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's hard to let people know what your country's like if they don't actually go there.
Yeah. No, I'll always be explaining.
So what did you like or not like about India's stand-up scene?
I didn't like, I mean, I liked everything about it. There was nothing that I didn't like per se. It was just my own. I knew that I'd always watched Western comedy growing up. So I knew that I was more alien, like leaning towards that style of comedy. So I knew that even while working with Veer and work with all the comics there, like they're really, really funny, man. Like, but I just felt like when I was doing stand-up and I was trying to, when I was predominant, because I would never say anything in like the regional language, I would just never connect. Like and I felt like maybe it was better to move to another place and try something else.
Yeah.
I'm bombing here too, so I don't know what. So
I don't know. Like, but I think in terms of newer comedians, like I feel like you're doing well.
Yeah.
Like, because we perform together a lot,
Yeah.
so I see you on stage.
Yeah.
Like, you seem.
Yeah, I think I've gotten better for sure. I think in the last year, like I've been getting more opportunities to do stuff. I feel like a little more comfortable. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
I was just younger, and now I feel more comfortable.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
So you probably, maybe there was like a finding your voice.
Little bit. I mean, we're all still finding our voice, but yeah, more or less, yeah. I think so. I think that just the I like the idea of the perspective that I like talking about here is like if I go back home and I like talking about like how it feels to be an outsider. I can't do that material back home. They'll be like, what fucking outsider? And then I tell them I'm from Brunei and then they'll be like, you piece of shit. It's like, get the fuck out. So I don't know. But yeah, that's what that's what it's like. That's what it's like, yeah.
And then you work in the film industry as well.
Yes. I work at 2 different places. I work at this grassroots not-for-profit called BIPOC TV and Film. They work with, what we do is in via programs and advocacy and like networking opportunities and working with production companies, just try to like improve the racial equity in the film industry, so get more people of color opportunities and in places of power where they can hire and get more diverse voices.
That's amazing.
That's one thing. And I also work for the Documentary Organization of Canada, which I do their partnerships, which is the easiest way to find out who they are is the folks who do hot docs.
Oh, okay.
Same folks.
Gotcha.
Not same, close same.
Like it's not the festival you're working on, but it's like the people.
Yeah, the people who are associated with the festival.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah. The not-for-profit sounds cool because I feel like for some people, like all you see with diversity is just people complaining that it's not diverse enough. But if you're actually like growing talent and helping talented people get things made or get the right connections.
Yeah, no, I think, like there is, Lester has this great joke. He's like, he's like, man, I feel like it has got, it's just like, we keep talking about it not being diverse enough. And he's like, every bank ad I see now is just like a mixed race couple. And, it's like, and some of these couples don't even make sense. It's like, since when do Irish people know black people? Like, what is, it's like, what the fuck? He has an equivalent of that on his bit. I'm making my own stuff, but that's his bit. And I find it very funny. But there is like in terms of opportunities in film, I think like it's gotten way better than it has been over the last couple of years, and to see more people do it, there's some cool stories. I think that's what it is.
My biggest criticism of diversity is like people who've been in the country not very long and they've already adapted to like the worst type of Canadian things,
which is
like somebody from India who's just putting ketchup on everything. And just like when you see people acclimatized to your country, you realize like some of what is Canadian isn't that good.
The ketchup thing is so wild to me, man. Like the obsession with ketchup and like the ketchup chips, like
I do love some ketchup chips.
Here's where I stand on the diversity thing in ketchup. I've had ketchup chips with dal and rice though. Indian food.
Okay.
And it's not.
That's bonkers.
I tried it. Would I recommend it all the time? No. Was it okay? Yes. Like, but that's the only way I've done ketchup chips. Like, no, like it's not even, doesn't even look appetizing. Like.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, now I feel like I'm ripping into you.
No, that's cool. No, but it is like, I was out for dinner with a bunch of work people and everyone was talking about like what spice level they were getting. It was like a 1 to 7. And there was a guy from Sichuan province who was getting the 1 chili. And he's like, well, I have a little kid and like his eating has just westernized. So now
really?
He eats just bland food.
It does happen though. Like if I go home, when I go home, like I'm the white, mild please. It's like that. That's me. That is me. Over here, I'm like top dog. I'm like, bring that. I look at, like, I go to Indian restaurants. I look at the 3. Have you seen on the menus they put the 3 chilies?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then they're like, I'm like, are you sure? I'm like, of course I'm sure. Like, look at me. Dude. I get all mad, but then I go home and I'm like, and they're like spicy, and I'm like, yeah, like, just 1 is fine. It's like, yeah, I don't want to die, but Man, Indian food is spicy. It's good though.
Do you have siblings?
I do have a sibling. I have a younger sister. Um, she's 21.
Nice.
I have to keep doing the math and to figure out. She's 21. She's like she's a psychologist. Like she's studying to be a psychologist, which is so annoying as a to be a younger sister who's a psych, because now she's at that age where she'll like call you. And like I'll be talking to her generally, and then out of nowhere, without my consent, it's now become a session. It's like, and then she'll be like, "Do you know why you're like this? It's because of your father, our father." Firstly, it's like your father, and it's like, yeah, you have to say, I can play this game too, you know.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but she's cute. I like her.
Is she? So she's still back home.
She is still back home.
But are you like trying to get her over here?
There was a time where she wanted to study here. She wanted to study like psychology and stuff here, but that didn't work out because like in India, your bachelor, your undergrad is only 3 years long most of the time, and over here it's 4. Mm-hmm. So when you come over here and you're trying to do a master's degree, you need to have the 4-year degree equivalent. So that's the only reason she couldn't come here. But now she's studying in India. So she doesn't have. I spoke to her about it. She's like. I was like, dude, do you want to come to the West? She's like, nah.
Yeah.
I'm good. And I think it's because she's heard the shit that I've said. She's like, yeah, you know what? You have fun. It's like,
but like, it's not like you needed to be here for like a better life. Like you could have a really good one back home.
I'm definitely, I promise to everyone, I'm having a better life back home than I have here. 100%. I don't have to do my laundry. I don't have to make food. It exists. Just food comes. Yeah,
like, because you just have servants back home?
Yeah. Like there is people who come and clean the house or cook food for you. You don't have to do all of this. I feel like there's a car around. It's like gas is always full. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. Like,
so you're really suffering for your craft.
Yeah, it's like my true artist self, right? That's how, I think that's what it is, Karen. The last year I've gotten funny because I'm struggling so much. There's just things that like, in terms of for comedy and like for film and stuff like that, that's why I moved here essentially. But whenever I go back home, the first 2 weeks is always like, why the fuck did I leave? It's like,
do you have any people you know back home who are trying to make it in Bollywood?
No, I do know a friend of mine who's made it in the Kannada film industry in the South. She's actually the granddaughter of the equivalent of who's a big old like Sylvester Stallone. Like,
oh my god!
Equivalent.
Okay, so is that region's film industry, is it musical? Like, is all Indian film musical? No, this is just like...
They're just movies. I mean, to the Western eye, yes, all Bollywood or all Indian movies are musicals because there's always song and dance.
Yeah.
But to us, those are just movies. Like, that's this...
Yeah.
To us, a musical... Like, what's that famous musical with Ryan Gosling in it? Like...
La La Land.
La La Land, like that's just normal. Like that's not
just what a movie is.
That's what a movie is like. That, I mean,
does anyone in India make a movie with no?
Yes.
Okay.
100%. And there's some kick-ass movies that don't need song and dance in it. Like there's this recent movie I watched. It's like an action movie. I forgot what it was called, but the whole movie shot in this train. It's like a fight. It's like John Wick fight sequences. This whole train and has a whole story. There's not one song or dance in it. It's dark as shit, and it's a really good movie.
What's it called?
I forgot what it's called.
Okay. If you think of it later, I can put it on.
Yeah, you
want
to plug it back in. Yeah, I'll do that. Kill. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Kill. That's what it's called. Yeah, Kill. And but most films in Bollywood. So Bollywood is the Hindi speaking film industry.
Oh, those snobs.
Yeah. Right? Fuck those guys. No, don't fuck those guys, please. I think I want to get a job if I have to leave this place. That's where I'm coming. So then in Karnataka, which is where the state I'm from, it's called Sandalwood. And then
Sandalwood. Is that another place?
No, that's just like, Hollywood is like, Hollywood's a place. Bollywood is not a place.
Yeah, it's
Bollywood
just a
is just
play
the
on-
yeah, it's just the play on. So Sandalwood is a play on Hollywood, and then it's
wood.
Yeah, wood, and then there's Tollywood because that's like the Telugu, like which is another language. They have their own industry that's called Tollywood, I believe, and I think there's Collywood, but don't quote me on that. I don't
Is
think.
Sandalwood your favorite Indian scene in film?
Indian? No, I've watched like 2 Kannada movies in my life. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I've watched 2. Both were good, but it's not my thing.
What
Like
what is Kill part of?
Kill is Bollywood. That's Hindi.
Okay.
Yeah, I mostly watch Hindi movies because that's what you. When we were growing up, I didn't watch a lot of South Indian movies at all. It was mostly Bollywood movies that you watched.
And that's from Mumbai.
Mumbai is where the industry is. It can be shot wherever. Like,
Yeah.
But Mumbai is where Mumbai is the LA equivalent. Yeah.
And then is there any other countries that you would have watched movies or had a lot of culture from?
Growing up or
Yeah.
like no, growing up. I mean, like
Is it
no.
kind of like local stuff and then American stuff?
Local stuff, American stuff is the first things you got. American stuff, actually, I was in Brunei, so we got a little earlier than a little earlier compared to my friends. But we got all of the Hollywood stuff by the time I was like 8 years old, 9 years old. Is when you get all the Hollywood stuff started coming over in the theaters and all that kind of stuff. And then when Netflix came over, then it's like now I'm watching Korean dramas. Like I'm watching anything, right? Like
It's crazy.
yeah, you watch anything. Like some Spanish movie. I'm just like, yeah, sure, fuck it. Like, why not?
Okay, so one thing I've thought when people look back on this time in history, like hundreds of years from now, will they think a lot about Korea? You know, like because there's all this music and movies, and growing up in Canada next to America, it's kind of like we take it for granted that everything big that's happening in the world is sort of like happening to us.
Yeah.
And when you think about the 1960s, you think about kind of America in the 1960s. But will people think of our decade in terms of Korea? Like, oh, that's when all the most important films and music came out, and they'll just name Korean stuff.
That's actually that's a fairly solid point. I think I've never thought of it that way, but I'm fully on board with what you're saying. I think so. Especially because like my sister barely watches Hollywood stuff.
Oh, shit.
Like if I really recommend something to her, she'll be like, okay, maybe I will try. But on the flip end is fully immersed in Korean culture.
Do we need to go to Korea?
Maybe.
And
Yeah, maybe.
do they have an English-speaking comedy scene?
I think so. And we'll start, and then we both can really struggle.
And I can get started on my outsider comedy.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's the best kind of comedy, I think. Make fun of them. Yeah, you go and you tell like the Koreans, it's like, yeah, you privileged people is like, okay. Yeah, my sister doesn't watch anything. Nothing. That's a solid point. I
Does she know who Ryan Gosling is?
Yeah. She knows who these people are. Like, I think she used to watch things growing up. Like in the last she's 21 now, so like 18 to now has just been fully Korean culture. Like she'll go watch a Bollywood movie because my mom drags her, but like if you let her, she would not. Like she's happily sitting and like she's making me do shit. Like she's explaining things to me like Korean pop culture, and I'm like, what? It's like I have no. But it's funny that you say it because you said that like growing up for you guys, it's like you always thought that everything is happening here. Even now to this day, at least in India, we're all watching what's happening here. But it's like we're watching it like a reality show.
Oh,
yeah.
Ouch.
Like it's not. It's like we're just like and it's like and now play. It's like yeah. It's genuinely is like that. We're just watching how this plays out. Like it's funny to us to watch. Like that's why we're so immersed in. And I think I'm not more Canada, but America has taken it the wrong way.
I think though it took me my whole life, like I'm 43, and I think it's just recently that I really understood that North America is a departure from Europe and that it's not very conservative. Like even conservatives within America are like a new thing that was never done before, and the whole culture can change quickly and introduce things that have no evidence of working.
Yeah.
And it's like like Europe, which I always thought of as being more progressive, is actually now I'm seeing it as more conservative. Like they kind of are doing things that they've done always or changed into very slowly.
Yeah.
Whereas like America really, I get it now that it's this innovative place, because I don't think I got that before. I just thought I thought of them as being richer than Canadians and having Hollywood. So I was like, yeah, obviously everyone loves America.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
Because I think the first time, like you had heard of Canada as this place, like and this is genuinely also, all the things we consumed about North America was through TV shows or movies and stuff like that. So, and in that time, like any sitcom, whatever, they'd make fun of Canada. So we always would assume that I genuinely thought for the longest time Canada was a part of the US that they just didn't respect. Like it was like, oh, this spot.
Okay.
I never knew that Canada was like
Alabama.
Yeah, like Florida, like how they treat Florida now. Like it's like we just go, like it's like we don't want you. I genuinely thought that, but then I think it was like, this is all so true, man. This is Trudeau came to India, and it was a big. I've spoken about this stuff. So many people. Trudeau came to India, and he came to India, and now what over here? It's funny to say hear this from people. Over here, the media was like, this guy is such an idiot. Like he's like culturally appropriating their clothes, right? And like, but in India we're like, this guy's fucking amazing. Like he's rocking those clothes, like it's like he's fucking killing it. Like he was doing like, and like I think I someone showed me the news piece or whatever it was, and it was like the video of him like dancing with like the members of like some politicians or somewhere he's gone, and he's dancing with them, and it's like the stereotypical Indian dance, and everyone hears like, oh my god, like he's embarrassing us in the national stage, and we're like, this guy's fucking awesome. This guy's nuts, dude. Like, and we're like, we're fucking dance with him, dude. And like it blew up. Then I at least knew that everyone started talking about him and like Canada in general.
Yeah.
His son, at that time I think 5 years old, national hero. Like this guy was the cutest kid.
I don't know that he has. I knew he had kids, but I couldn't.
His son was on the front page of every, because he would like, this kid was just like a kid, right? Like he'd wear Indian attire and just fuck around in like meetings. Like this guy would be talking to the prime minister about, I don't know, like some important shit. That guy would be like fucking picking up the phone, just dumb shit like that. National hero, like this, and everyone started, and then we were like, and I think it was his fault that and then after that we all just started coming here. We're like, where is Trudeau?
Okay, so this plays into people not liking Trudeau.
Yeah, but even more. But it's not the reason that it is. It's just different. It was.
Yeah.
He genuinely was a national hero, man. Like and then his PR at that time. Now I feel like people know more. Whatever. His PR at that time, everyone loved him just because of that dance. Because of that dance, and he wore Indian clothes, and that was all that it took to. That's what we sold ourselves again.
But then so you kind of found out about Canada and ended up coming here.
I wanted to move. So Lester and I, and there's another person. The three of us know each other for 10 years.
Who's the other one?
His name's Ashutosh. Ash is what he goes by, or Ashu is what we call him. The three of us, we've known each other since we were kids and like in undergrad. All of us wanted to that's why we moved here, to like write in television and do comedy. That's all the three of us. And we all flew here together, and because we actually, ideally one would argue that we would go to the States, because obviously that's where Hollywood is really predominant and you'd get more opportunities maybe. But the year we moved was when 2 years into Trump's thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, probably not. I know, man, moving to the States is expensive, man. Like I think it's like, it was triple fold. It's more expensive than coming here to like study and shit like that.
Just in terms of like fees?
International fees is obviously double or triple the times of domestic fees, which is one thing. But then in general, they're like, at that time they were really stringent on their immigration policy. So they were, they were more like, hey, we'll let people who know like science and tech and engineering stuff come into the country because we need that. And I'm like, I want to write movies. It's like, they're like, get the fuck out of here. It's like,
That's not what we bring brown guys over for.
And I hate that. Like, it's such an annoying, the stereotype is like, oh, all Indian people are like engineers or doctors. It's like, those are the people you let stay.
Yeah.
The artists you send home, okay?
Yeah.
Like, that's not my fault. It's like, but yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Do you wish you could have got into?
Oh, 100%. I keep thinking about it every day.
I'd like to be.
Yeah, I'd go to the States. I like Canada, as in like I think Canada is a very for all the jokes that I make, I genuinely like Toronto. I I really like Toronto. I like this city. I like being in this city. I have no problems with the life that I'm living in this city per se. And America's very enticing in that sense of opportunity, and like you can go and like just the entertainment sector in itself is very different than it is. I feel like it's more open to different kinds of stuff, and they're more accepting to things that may sell. And I think it's more treated like a business in itself.
Yeah.
As it is here. For my career, would I move there? Yes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm okay here.
The thing is, like, I kind of think, well, it's obviously easier to get a career going in Canada. You wouldn't have the same reach. And I know a lot of people are like, well, you can't make a living as a stand-up in Canada, but I think you can if you're also writing for TV.
100%. Yeah.
And your show may not be known internationally, but I think I'd just be jazzed to have a show.
Oh, 100%. Like I don't like when I moved here, I was like, we start here, we take over the world. But I was like, I was so like the 5 years in, and I'm like, there's no light in my eyes anymore. I'm like, yeah, just get by, just pay rent. It's like, no. I'm happy career-wise if I can get a show going, and like, you know, if I could not work full-time and just do like comedy in whatever form full-time, that was success to me. Yeah. That is 100. I'll be
for me too, because I like right now I have a full-time job, and then that has nothing to do with comedy or writing, and then everything I do is my extra time, so it's pretty tiring.
Yeah, like right now, like you finish work, whatever. I'm lucky to be working from home all the time. So even then, sometimes I'm like, I just don't want to see the street. I don't even want to see the outside today. Like I full curtains closed.
Yeah.
I play like REM or something. I'm just staring at the ceiling.
Everybody hurts.
Losing my religion. It's like I'm just like sad, but apart from that, comedy is good. It's easy. It's hard to do. We were talking about it right before we started.
Yeah.
It's hard to do when you have like a full-time job, and it takes so much social energy out of you, and then you have to start again because it's like networking, talking to people, trying to get booked, and schmoozing a little bit, whatever, which is a lot. But,
do you like this scene in general?
I like the scene. I like the scene. I think there's a lot of great comics here. There's a lot of great comedians that I've seen and I really like. That not only the people that I talk to on the day-to-day, there are many comedians I talk to who are really good, but just the people I've seen and I don't know, like on a human basis, that I've seen who are really good. And I think the scene's like, obviously people move out of here. This is always a stepping stone, I feel like, for many comedians. Like, as you slowly gets bigger and better, and there's more reach, and you can sell more tickets on your own, you don't see them. So I very rarely see comedians at their final like best form. Like,
because so there's two Canadian comedians that I like a lot. One is Catherine Ryan and one is Mae Martin, and they're both from Martin's from Toronto and Ryan's from Sarnia, and they both got their career off the ground. Like they both moved to England, and I think they both had British citizenship through like a parent, and then got their career going there. And then they both ended up with like the HBO TV show, the Netflix specials, all that. But it's because they were living in England and could tour. Yeah. And
do that circuit. And then from there, I think the English scene, the English entertainment scene is superior to Hollywood in every level.
The British?
British humor is, British TV is, there are many British comedians that I like in comparison to American comedians. I actually prefer watching British. I feel like their style of humor is very grounded to reality. Like even in their TV shows, it's not like extravagance. It's not like things that are outside the norms of reality to make you laugh.
Yeah.
Their shows are very grounded to this is someone I know.
Yeah,
who
yeah.
could be like this, and their humor is like that. That scene is great. If I could move there, I'd be happy to move there too. But
The one thing I always think about with England is The Office, and how The Office was a British show, and I've seen the first season of that, and then they made it into an American show, and the argument for a lot of people is the British one was fine, you don't need the American one. And I do get where the British one in some ways is sharper, but then I think American storytelling is like more my style, because I think it just has more heart to it.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
almost like I can argue that British people are funnier, but I like American humor better because it's more like what I like.
100%. I think because I mean, The Office US is a show that it's on. There are chances right now in my house the TV is on and The Office is on. I'm here, but there's 100% chance this is happening right now. I have watched. I keep watching it. The Office US I've watched so many times. The Office UK I have watched, but I've never gotten through with it. Like,
Yeah.
it was something that didn't really stick with me. I fully agree with you on that. American, they can make shows that have their lead characters have redeemable arcs and redeemable qualities that makes you like them. So it's like very heartfelt.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's season 2 of The Office when Michael goes to Pam's art exhibition and he's so excited. And I think that's one of like the first few times you're like, oh, even though this guy's an asshole and like an idiot, I like him. And you can, because they treat it like a business, they want to make 8-9 seasons of this.
Yeah.
I don't think Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant ever decided to make 8 seasons of The Office UK.
Yeah.
All shows they've done have always been 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And they like sticking to that, and it's like, yeah, this guy's a dick. Like that, some people like, I love that. It's like, yeah, not
and like,
everything's
I don't
fairy
want to
tale.
diminish them in any way. Like when I watched season 1 of The Office, the British one, I watched like this. I watched it on DVD, and I watched the special features and like the commentary, and like Stephen Merchant and Ricky Gervais just talking to each other is so fucking funny. Like they're really brilliant guys. But I think it is just something in like that American storytelling, like the warmth.
Yeah, there is warmth, and I think in terms of comedy, have you watched Afterlife?
No.
Okay, the Afterlife is a show by Ricky Gervais, and that is mostly warm. That is just warm and heart, and I think it's a lot. It's got a lot of heart in it. It's a story about this guy, Ricky Gervais is playing in his old, whose wife passes away from cancer, and now he has no reason to live, and he's just trying to get by day to day. And it's a comedy. It's actually a comedy.
Yeah.
But I remember I think it was season 2 or something, and the season ends with like a very grappling story between him and his father.
Yeah.
And Lester and I are watching it at home. So we watch it. The season ends shut, and we're just like both. He's on one couch, I'm on one couch, and I'm just like we're just like talking, like we're texting away. And I look up after like 20 minutes. I look at Lester. I was like, Lester, what are you doing? He's like, I'm just talking to my dad. And I was like, no fucking way, me too. It's true, man. That show got me good. I'm sitting there sobbing. But then the second you start sobbing, you're laughing again. Like it's all over the place. But
that's really cool.
Afterlife is genuinely like one of my favorite shows.
Okay.
3 seasons long, Netflix.
I'm going to check that out.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a phase where you were into Monty Python?
I think I skipped that. Like
Okay.
it never came into, like I've seen it.
Yeah. Is
like
it a thing for Indian people to have a Monty Python phase?
my,
It's a really big thing in Canada that a lot of like because it all came out long before we were around.
Yeah.
But when we were, a lot of us at like 11, 12, 13, somebody has like copies of the show or
Right.
you see one of the movies and then get obsessed with Monty Python for a bit.
I skipped it. My parents didn't consume as much like Western content, obviously. But in school in Brunei, like people would talk about it, like in like 5th grade or 6th grade, like as I was about to leave. that time people would talk about it and like so I've heard references and then gone back and like on that dial-up internet tried to search for something and like see. Not it was not something that I've like actively watched and like know much of. I've seen a couple of things here and there. Like it was funny to me, but like not enough for me to actually go back and go. I just probably just skipped that beat of culture. I guess that's what it was. Monty Python was not. Was it for you here?
Yeah, it was important. And then just because we were talking about British comedy, and I was like, that's got to be the one British thing that I was like wildly obsessed with.
Yeah. I've heard everyone talks about it. Like even when we used to work with him, would talk about like he has a lot of like it. For him, he's old. He's like 45, I think, and he has a lot of references to it. Like in the content that he'll talk about it or like it's made some effect on his style of comedy, I guess. That's what he's talked about in the past.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you have any properties that are like, I guess you mentioned The Office, but like any other things that are really important to you?
Anything Ricky Gervais does. I'm a huge fan of Ricky Gervais. Anything that man touches, I will laugh. I like, as in I'm crying I can't with him. Like there's this show. There's this show I didn't know about this, and actually a comedian who also likes Ricky Gervais, Thomas Jones, he told me about it, and I had never known of this show in the past. It's on YouTube, and me and Ashu are watching it right now. It's called Idiot Abroad.
Oh.
Yeah. It's so fucked. It is Stephen Merchant, Ricky Gervais, and this third guy whose name is Daniel Climberton or something. So that's his name. And Daniel Climberton is your stereotypical British traveler. Snobby, like he just hates it. Like everything, he just likes his life in some small town in England. Right? and just to annoy him, Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant, with Sky's money, the broadcaster's money, send him to like India, China, and then just watch him struggle. Just to watch him struggle, and he just gets angry. Like, they call him in between the show, and he's like, and Ricky Gervais like, this one I spat water. Like Ricky Gervais calls. And he's like, how's it going? He's like, I fucking hate it. Like, this sucks. And he's just talking about the shit he's seeing. And like, he's so monotone that I'm like, he's really angry. And Ricky Gervais is like, oh, okay, sorry, by the way, I'm hopping onto a first class flight from New York to London. So I'm going to open up this bottle of champagne. Bye anyways, take care. And he just cuts the call. And it just to keep pissing him off. And like, they keep laughing at him like while he struggles, and I don't know, so there's something about, I know my explanation sounds like this guy's insane, but it's really funny. That's a good travel show that I'm watching right now.
That one's called Idiot Abroad.
It's
I have to check out Afterlife, Idiot Abroad, the Indian movie Kill.
Yeah, Indian movie Kill.
Everything coming out of Korea.
Coming out of Korea. I feel like it depends. You've got enough recommendations for every mood. This is great. Yeah, because they're all very vague. It's like none's related to the other. Yeah. So Kill. I'll send you a full list of Bollywood movies you can watch before Kill. Kill was just the last one I saw.
Okay.
Yeah. Kill is just a very random.
What's the best Bollywood?
No.
Or what's your favorite?
Okay. Depends. Okay. There's this movie called Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, which is,
I will definitely remember that.
That 100%, right? It in English it translates to "You'll not get this life again."
You'll not get this life again.
Yeah, you won't get this life again. So it's three dudes who have like a pact to do a bachelor party in Spain, and they're like in different phases of their life, and they come together after a long time, and it's like a story of friendship, and that one's pretty good. There's this movie called Andhadhun, which is like, Andhadhun is like,
is it a comedy or like it's like they're at a bachelor party?
The first one's a comedy. It's a funny movie, but like the first half is really funny, and then instantly it's just a lot of heart, and it's like really like it's just male friendships.
It's not It's not like The Hangover.
No, it is not even close to The Hangover. It is three dude. Like, there's one scene in the movie where you're like, okay, yeah, that's Hangover, where they go to jail, but that's it. Apart from that, nothing else. There's a movie called Andhadhun, which is like a mystery movie about this guy. And like basically the question is at the end of the movie is this guy blind or not? That's all I'll leave you with.
Okay.
So it's a whole like movie.
What's that one called?
I'll text it. Andhadhun. So Andhadun.
How do you say it in English?
Actually, like, I know, I don't even know what the translation is. Andhadhun. Andha is blind. I don't know what dun is. My Hindi is not that great.
Okay.
Like, oh, by the way, my Hindi people back home and even here are like, dude, your Hindi is garbage. Like, and I get made fun of for that too. And
You're crushing the English.
I'm killing it with this accent, which is like Irish British mix. Yeah, I'm crushing the English though.
Okay, wait though. This excites me though that it's a mystery. Does India do a lot of like mystery or thriller or horror?
There is a lot of. I don't watch horror movies.
Is it like musical horror?
No, no. You see, I don't know. I don't know what the recent realm of Bollywood Hindi movies are like. I think there is songs in there, but I don't know if it's it may be, but I don't think it's like the ghost dancing. Like, if it is, like, because that's just bad exposition. It's like, that's just like, why are, because that's the fun part in Bollywood movies. At least the mass ones, like the massy, like very brainless, brain dead movies. There'll be a scene, and like it'll be like a really good scene or like an exposition scene for for the whole movie in itself, and then they jump cut to Spain where they're dancing, and then they cut back to these guys again having this normal fucking conversation. It's like, what? How? It's like, what the fuck? Yeah. So I don't know.
But everyone just accepts it.
Yeah, we're all like,
you had to throw a dance number in. What else would you do?
It's actually how they sell the movie. They like music and the songs and the dances are the biggest, most for sure way of marketing your movie, because they release the songs before the movie. They release the dance numbers and the steps before the movie.
Yeah.
And then now obviously everyone's using that on TikTok and like,
Do you think we should take American movies and then edit them to have dance numbers?
Yeah.
And then resell them in India?
I think that would be so good. I think 100%. But like just to fuck with it, like the dance numbers with two Indian people. Like each movie though, it's like Ryan Gosling and I don't know, Emily Blunt, and then
it just
it's like
cuts
Crazy
to
Stupid Love, and then it cuts to these two guys just an Indian couple dancing in the fields, and then it cuts back to them talking again. That's what I want. It would sell. I'd watch it. That's what I think so. That'd be good. That'd be really good. Yeah. Yeah, no, you got me thinking. There's more. There's this. There's a lot of movies in India that like I like what India does in terms of movies. They kind of like some of the movies which are really good. They take real like stories of people from smaller towns and villages, and revolve those stories around the village. I like stories like that. Like it's just like small in this. It's not larger than life. It's not like big city. It's just like,
and there's like ensemble cast
and like this whole guy's whole dream. Like there's one movie that we watched recently, and it's like this guy's whole dream is to pass the exam, which is the main exam to get a very good government job, right? Like and that's something in that smaller people kind of, like not smaller people, that's fucked. No, it's like people from smaller towns aspire to sometimes, and like it's shit like that. That in India they make movies which I like, but effectively all massy Bollywood movies are the same as every like Ryan Reynolds movie, right? Like each movie of Ryan Reynolds is the same movie, different cast, different clothes, and he's like making like jokes, you know what I mean? I don't know what and it's the same formula.
Did you watch his new movie?
Deadpool?
Yeah.
I
did you love it?
I knew what I was getting. I knew that the story was gonna be horseshit.
Abhi I can't say his last name.
Yeah.
Yeah. He saw Deadpool. He came to a mic. He said it was the greatest movie he'd ever seen, and that in his like 29 years of living, it was like the peak thing that had happened to him.
I love that.
He was so strong for it. But then there were people who said they saw it because of him, and they were like, it was trash. Like, I don't know what this guy was
That's because
talking
Abhi
about.
Bamnani is Indian, and the first thing you watch in that movie is Deadpool dancing to Bye Bye Bye. He's just an Indian man who likes Indian movies. That's what it is.
And this is like Hollywood.
This is Hollywood. Yeah, it was the same movie.
Bollywood movie, but not full Bollywood.
No, it's not. Yeah, Bollywood makes their own music. They don't like. These guys were dancing to what's Justin Timberlake's band, like NSYNC. NSYNC, yeah, NSYNC, yeah. And the first opening credits is Deadpool dancing to Bye Bye Bye, which is.
Oh,
it's fucking amazing. Like it's on my reels. I keep watching it again and again, and like different versions of it. But
I think I didn't like Deadpool because I maybe went into it with the wrong, like the first one that I saw. I think I maybe went into it with the wrong attitude.
Yeah, I mean,
if I try to see it as a big musical, that might help me.
I think so. I mean, Deadpool is like I don't go watching those movies with like a brain on. It's fairly brain dead. I'm just like, I just want to entertain myself, so do it. And many people talk about, like, in Bollywood movies we have over the top action sequences, like this, I'll punch you and you're like flying across, or like this guy
throw
like,
a car at someone.
throw a car at someone, but it's the same it's the same thing but masked as like superhero movies. It's the same shit. These guys are just normal. They just don't have fancy suits. That's all it is. It's the same movie though. I could break down to a Bollywood movie and an Avengers movie, and it's the same movie.
Oh my god, I want to see that.
I think effectively big cast, right? Some drama in between. One guy punches the other one fights. The family fights in between, and in between at the end, there's one guy who was trying to steal your chick, and you fought that guy over. That's it.
Do you have a favorite Marvel franchise storyline?
I watched all of them until Endgame, the Endgame. Like I watched all of them. I was hyped. I was sitting there crying when Tony Stark died. Like I was, my ex girlfriend's just like consoling me. Yeah, calm down. And I'm like, I haven't showed her 1 ounce of emotion in 6 months of dating her, but that's when I show up.
So what within Marvel is Tony Stark your favorite character?
No, I don't. Feel like, who is my favorite character? Not Tony Stark. I like I don't know actually.
Do you have a favorite superhero?
No. Batman would be my favorite. Batman is
he's a cool millionaire.
He's a cool millionaire.
And you like James Bond.
I like James Bond. I love James Bond a lot. Okay. I've told you. Yeah, you know my.
Because that comes up in your stand-up.
I was literally leaving the house. I was listening to Adele sing Skyfall, and I'm like, I love
that song. It's so cool.
I'm going home and watching Skyfall. I don't know what it is about James Bond. Like everyone has their one. Like many people I know. People like the Mission Impossible franchise. I like the Mission Impossible. Don't get me wrong, but there's something. Man, this guy says my name's Bond, James Bond, and I'm like, fuck yeah, this is it. Like I'm gonna watch this. I can watch all of them, man. Like,
did you like the Bourne Identity?
I did. Like Bourne Identity. Jason Bourne is like a very
he's like a Bond-esque kind of character.
Yeah, like I get so invested in things
an American
like
Bond.
Yeah, an American Bond. Yeah, like I like it. Like he has to fight against his own. I love shit like that. Like it's, But James, I don't know. I've not watched those many action movies in the recent history, like the classic Transporter, or like any Jason Statham movie, but like James Bond, dude, like he was the epitome of cool to me. Like I don't know, growing up I was like, yeah, I want to be this guy. Now I'm like, no, I don't want to be this guy at all. It's like, Trevor Noah has probably one of my favorite bits about James Bond, and about how James Bond can never be a black person, because always set in like, it's all these movies are usually set in like UK or Ireland or something. I think this was when
go to Monaco. I always think of them in Monaco.
Yeah, he's always in Monaco on a boat, and like he's just like standing there and drinking champagne, which is like, that's only you can do this, dude. Like, and I think it was during the time that Idris Elba was supposed to be the next Bond, and Trevor Noah's like, there's no way Bond can be black because like it's always in like some.
But okay, so Bridgerton
Yeah.
made like basically Jane Austen's world, but like with it's sort of fantastical. So there's all these like different races of people there. I always think of that Lana Del Rey video where it's all this like nostalgia for Kennedy, but she has Kennedy as like I can't remember who plays him, but a black guy. I feel like there's a lot of space within film to just reimagine things in a way that you know.
100%.
Why isn't there Idris Elba as Bond?
No,
Like,
I think Idris Elba will 100%. I think the point I was making was Trevor Noah has a funny bit about it.
Oh yeah,
because he's like James Bond can't be black, and it could never be a good-looking black man because it's usually in like Edinburgh, like some small town in Ireland, and how do you be a spy when you're the only black guy in the town?
Oh shit!
It's like,
yeah.
And like there's like, oh, where's the black dude? Over there. It's like that's like such a good. So you could never be a spy. Do I think that Idris Elba could be a Bond? Fuck yeah, 100% could be a great Bond. Very, very, very good looking Bond. So I'd watch it. But I think they're getting Aaron. I don't know. From what I last heard, it was supposed to be Aaron Taylor Johnson, the guy who plays Quicksilver. That guy.
Okay.
Who's also fairly good looking. Yeah. So
yeah. And it's fine because sometimes it doesn't need to actually be Bond. Like it can be like a different franchise that's a Bond. Like the same way Jason Bourne isn't a James. You know, it's its own thing, but it has that like Bond-esque.
Yeah, Bond-esque feel to it.
Yeah. Do you think you could play Bond?
Do I think
like
I could play Bond?
Bond type character.
I don't have the coolness for it. Like I'd giggle if I said something. You know what I mean? I find everything to be silly.
What about like an Austin Powers?
I definitely
like
would I want to write and star in a spy comedy? 100. My favorite genre of movie.
I like it. Yeah. I love parody. My favorite Star Wars film is Spaceballs.
I have seen Spaceballs. Spaceballs is good. Like parody movies are the best, man. Like there was a time when they used to make so many.
Yeah, we gotta bring it back.
I definitely need to bring it back. I forget. Obviously, you had Scary Movie, but I forgot the one What was the parody of like? Was it superhero movie? I think it was called Superhero Movie, and it was just like.
That's what we need because I don't think I haven't seen what you're talking about.
Superhero Movie is just a outright parody of like Superman.
Is it
good? It was that time of American humor where everything they were making was really, really funny. Superhero Movie is really funny, and then I think they made a parody of Twilight. I forgot what it's called. Vampires Suck. I think that's what it was called. Yeah. Vampires Suck. That was good. They should make more parodies.
Yeah, I'm down for it.
My favorite spy comedy of all time is Get Smart, though. That's because
I've seen Get Smart.
That's because I just love Steve Carell. Like Steve Carell as a spy is the greatest thing.
Yeah, I gotta check that out. Okay, and what are we checking out of yours? You have a comedy show coming up in September?
Yes. So Lester and I are doing a comedy show. It's called House Party at Backroom Comedy Club on the 29th of September at 6 o'clock. House Party, it's a gong show. It's like a theme gong show where the comics come on stage. They've got 7 minutes. In the 7 minutes, the audience can whack the gong at around 3 or 4 minutes. After that, usually in a gong show, people leave. But in our show, you have 3 buckets, which has like dares, pickup lines, and different kinds of stuff that they can do.
So I go out there, I start doing comedy, but if someone hits the gong, then I have to take something from a bucket that then directs
to that the audience then chooses or makes you do something like to kind of replicate the feeling of a house party.
Oh.
So like the buckets have things like alcohol related or like pickup lines, because that's what we thought a house party is, basically drinking, hitting on people, and well, drugs, but we can't do that on a show. So like there's a couple of other things. So you pick them out. The audience kind of like decides the dare that you do. And if you do the dare well, you get to continue and do 4 more minutes.
Nice.
And the audience, you can win back the audience if you choose to.
Okay.
That's the show.
I'm going to check this out. September 29th.
September 29th, Backroom Comedy Club at 6 o'clock.
Okay. And then August 26th, also at Backroom Comedy, is Funny Bitches with Karen Mitches.
Yes.
My show.
Backroom Comedy Club.
Okay. And thank you very much.
I'll
This
see
has
that too.
been Shibi Shetty
Thank
on
you
the
so
Karen
much.
Mitches podcast.
Thank you. Have a great day, guys. See you.
Thank you.
Bye.